Oh.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Poor People Podcast. We got your boy, yours truly, the Kyoten. Introduce yourselves, faggots.
Yes.
What?
You can't just say faggot.
Yeah, I can.
You can. It's nothing wrong with faggot.
Alright, so first up, we got our boy, the only truly Dr. Cockulus himself.
Yo.
He just goes,
Yo, why did your laugh sound like
Then we got our boy Jaynkins, the
What
one and
up?
only poorest of them all.
"What up? It's your boy, Wanky Danky, Spanky Lanky. Let's get it."
And then we have CT, motherfucking B.
AKA the right nut.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Wait, no, I'm
I'm the head. I get him out first.
The head,
No.
Coyote is the shaft, and me and Evan are the
Nuts.
Alright, boys.
I get them out first.
First topic.
I get the most attention.
He
And
gets
you're also the most
mouth.
sensitive.
You're also the most
So,
retarded.
what would you boys like to talk about?
Okay, so Caleb, take it away.
Oh my god, I really have to go first.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your topic will probably
Okay,
take
so-
most of the time, so.
all of you are probably tired of this by now.
Oh God,
Oh, here we go.
So I have a backup topic, so it's okay.
I am tired of you.
But
Yeah.
have you ever asked yourself the age-old question: is water wet?
Oh, here we go.
What?
Is
Honestly,
water wet?
I saw that video, right, and I was like, I thought it was going to be some type of really shitty meme.
Wait, what?
But the guy honestly kind of made sense.
What?
Like,
I'm
Okay,
just,
wait,
It's
okay, wait,
like-
oh, wait,
that-
Coleton. We had to preface this for
I'm
them.
just
okay?
hearing of this.
So okay, Evan. Okay,
What is this?
I'm gonna ask you a question, okay?
Okay.
And just answer yes or no. Is water wet?
Wait a minute. Yes, right? Yes, of course.
It's kind of personal preference at this point.
If water
Coldness.
makes things wet,
Coldness
water
is
is
water.
wet.
Hell no, water ain't wet.
Water's not wet.
So here, Evan, let me explain it to you, right? So basically,
Nah, let me explain this.
What?
Alright, because it's my turn. Alright? So water ain't wet. But you know why water ain't wet? Because water, if it's inside, if water is all submerged, then it's not wet. It's not like
What do you
wetting up
submerge
anything. It's just
water
all-
in? It's a liquid.
Okay, no, okay.
No, all right, that was
He doesn't know what he's saying.
All right, so
He doesn't-
listen. So basically, right, you touch something, you just get out the shower, right? You're wet,
Okay.
right? You gotta dry off with a towel.
What?
But if you are in the water, like swimming, you're not wet. You are in the water.
What?
Like
What?
saying the statement "water is wet" is like a blank statement because like water is water. Like it's not wet until it touches something, and you are no longer into the water. You're no longer in the water. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Exactly. For you,
Hold up.
because
Wait, no, wait.
For you,
What-
for
what I'm
something
thinking
to be
of-
wet, right? For
Hold up,
something
wait
to
a
be
minute.
wet-
Hold up, wait a minute. What I'm thinking of, if water is what makes things wet, water is wet.
No, this is why water's not wet. Okay, wet is only applicable when the natural occurring environment of an object is not only dry, but something cannot be wet unless some of it is not wet.
See, there's like a science factor to it. Like, okay,
This is stupid.
listen, saying
That
that
is
water is
stupid.
wet, you can't say that because water is a liquid, right? So
This
it's
is
automatically, it can't be wet because it was never dry in the first place.
Exactly.
You can only say
I
that
think
something that got a liquid on it is wet because it was dry beforehand.
When you realize for
Yes.
the
Now, let
past
me argue
4
with you.
minutes
Let
you
me
had
argue with
submix on, but we're fine because it's fixed now.
Let me argue with you. So if water is like all in one area, it's not touching anything. It's just all like water. What is it?
Water.
What do you mean?
Wait, no.
Like,
You're
it's not wet.
You're basically doing
If
the
it's not
same.
wet.
Wait, hold
Just
on,
a
wait.
body
You're
of water.
basically doing the same
Just a
argument
body
as
of
like,
water.
if you ask the question, is soup a cereal?
No, soup is not a cereal. Soup is soup.
Soup is a cereal.
Listen, here, I'll explain it like this. Okay,
Soup
you go to
is
the
a
beach,
type of
right?
cereal.
You go to the beach. Listen, you go to the beach, right?
Yeah.
The beach that isn't being, isn't laying in the water already. Like the beach that isn't on the water. Like let's say the water comes up, the waves splash on the beach that was dry.
Okay.
That part of the sand is wet now.
Okay. Because
The
the
water
water that was wet
is
made
water.
it wet.
Nah, bro. Water already has this like circumstance on it that it is already. It's already like it's not
It's
wet,
like this, okay?
bro.
It's like
It's
this,
just
okay?
it's water.
Think of it like this. Okay? So you have
Soup
a
is a
match,
cereal.
right? You have a match, right?
What?
So you light the match and there's fire. Fire itself can burn, but you cannot burn fire.
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
What?
You get it?
Yeah, but like
Because
it's two different things.
natural, it's a
Fire
natural
is fire,
state.
and water is
Yes,
water.
fire is exactly fire.
Burning is not making things wet.
no
Burning,
burning.
but it's a circumstance.
If you apply a liquid to something, you are making it wet. If you apply
So
fire to
that's
something,
stupid.
you are
No,
burning
This
it.
is stupid.
It is an application. It's an application. What happens is when the element or whatever is applied to an object, that's where the change happens. When you apply water to something, you make it wet. When you apply fire to something, you burn.
Alright.
I'm
So
telling you, man.
Shut up. You cannot affect the effector.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
You can't do that. Like you
can't
burn
make
fire with
something
fire.
non-constant a constant.
Exactly. You can't burn fire with fire. You can't drown water with water. You can't make water wetter because water is not wet. The object is wet.
Yes,
But
thank you.
what you're still not answering the fact that if water makes something wet, water is wet.
Water is water.
Water
It already
is
has the effect.
It is already wet because it's
If water
water.
can't, all right, you can't say this like water is dry, but
You can't,
then
because
water gets more.
it'll never be dry because it's
But
water.
water can't get more water on it and get wet. No, that doesn't work like that. It
But
has like
water
an
is
effect.
like the
Okay,
embodiment
here,
of
we'll
wet.
put it like this. We'll put it in league terms, right? Okay, let's say Zoe casts her sleep on you, right?
What?
The sleep is a status ailment. You get the effect of being asleep,
She sleep.
right? Water is a status ailment in this situation. You pour water on your desk is wet, but the water was not
Right.
wet because it already has the status ailment applied in the constant, in the biotonic formula, in the scientific notation, baby. You know
Water-
what I'm saying?
Is wet.
No.
Water is wet.
Okay, no. A better question is this, okay?
Water is wet.
No, water's not wet. Okay? But the real question is, if you're completely submerged in water, are you wet?
No.
you're
No.
not.
I already
because
made this thing up.
You're wet when
I
you
said
get out.
if you're completely submerged in
Okay,
water,
good.
then
Okay,
you're
good.
one
Okay,
with the
wait.
water.
So you understand that if something is completely
Evan, you just agreed
submerged,
to
it
the-
becomes one with the water, that it is not wet. But you can't agree that when water is one with itself, that it's not wet. Excuse me?
I'm saying when an object is completely submerged, it's submerged. It's not
If
wet,
water
it's
is- if-
submerged.
if
Water is always
if
water.
water-
Bro. Water is always has.
If water is submerged, okay, if water is submerged in itself, right? Because that's what water is. It's in itself.
It's not submerged in itself. It's itself.
Yes, it is.
All right, we know you're not getting your degree because of this. All right. Next time. Next time.
So if you piss into
Wait.
water, what's getting wet?
Nothing.
So if you
You're
piss
just
inside of
contaminating-
water,
You're just contaminating the
Your
lake.
urethra is getting wet.
Exactly.
You're just
You're making-
contaminating the water, bro.
Exactly. You're
so if
contaminating.
you
the
piss
water.
inside the water, what's happening?
You pissing in the water.
This is stupid.
You're just
You just turn the water
combining
yellow.
two liquids. You're not
You change the color of the water, Milan.
But what if you in a pool?
Still change. No, you
you
made the chlorine pick up the water or pick up the.
We changing no color if you in a
How
pool.
how about we bring it to the comments?
All right, yeah. Comment section. You
Y'all
decide
can tell us this water
his
wet.
water is wet. I want a 4-page paragraph. You better cite your sources, motherfuckers, or you're done.
Yeah.
This will be counted as your final grade.
I want to hear other people's opinions on this because I think water's fucking wet.
Water is not wet. You are
I guess
wet
it's personal
if
preference,
you
I guess.
become in contact.
All I
with
know is
water.
humans got 60% of water in their bodies.
Dude, you got 60% of fucking milk in
You
your.
have 60% of fucking
Oh
IQ
my
dismissed.
god.
You have Crisco running through your veins. Okay.
60% of your IQ is retarded. All right. Anyway,
Okay. All right. So yeah, in the comments,
Bruh.
is water wet or is water not wet? I don't know.
Fish
Is
are
water
dry.
wet?
Fish are dry. Fish are
I'm
dry.
what?
What?
Fish are dry in their natural habitat. Fish are dry.
Fish are not dry. Fish are wet.
Yes, they are.
How are
Fish-
fish dry? They're in water.
if you take a fish out of the damn water, it becomes dry.
Fish
No,
out of
If you
water.
take a fish out of water, it still has water on it, so it's wet.
No, if you take a fish
Fish.
out of water, it becomes wet. When it's in the water, it's not wet.
Fish out of water.
You just said that when something's submerged, it's not wet.
Yes.
Right.
Submerged.
So
when the
Evan, you're
fish-
kind of
so when the
you're
fish-
kind of
when the
agreeing
fish
to
is
disagree
in-
here.
I'm confused. This is all confusing. This hurts my head.
It's okay. To the comment section. Let's go to something new because this
Okay,
is just gonna.
Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna do.
I told you.
I'm gonna do a different topic. I'm just gonna do a different topic. Okay, Caleb's gonna hate me for this. We're talking about fake shoes. It's just news.
Oh my.
Fake news. Okay.
Fake
Oh,
shoes. We're talking about fake shoes for
Okay.
clout, fake clothing, counterfeit clothing, and clout in general.
Oh,
Nah.
man.
I hate you
want-
for this already. I don't want
talk
that fake
opinion
shit.
All right. So, like, what do you want to pertain to the topic? Like, what do you want?
So, okay. So, for example, basically, retail Yeezys.
Yes.
Retail Yeezys go off as soon as they're released, and they're bought up within the first fucking 15 fucking seconds, and then the price goes up instantly. But you can go on the internet and buy the same pair of shoes for a fraction of the price.
Yes.
Now, people look down upon that.
Yeah.
I want to know why.
Well, since your boy here works in a department of footwear at his job, I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability because some people have different reasons for hating on it. Most of the time, it's just they want to roast. But so most people who are shoe geeks, or streetwear,
Shoe heads,
or
sneaker heads.
listen, sneakerheads, whatever, shoe geeks, sneakerheads, whatever, streetwear.
I prefer
Fandoms.
tennis shoe noggin, not sneakerhead.
What?
So people that wear like streetwear, like Supreme, Gucci, you know,
Yes.
all those name brands, right? Most of them are in it because they buy the real stuff for, you know, these ridiculous prices. But once that
Actually, not that much.
okay, here we'll explain we'll explain how these big ass companies do their shit. So, say it's Supreme, right? So Supreme will have a brand new line of clothing they just made
Yeah.
that has never been made before, right? They drop it for
Yeah.
a certain amount of time. They only open the store for like 45 minutes, right? So
It's open
People-
for like a couple
whatever,
hours.
an hour or two or something like that. Well,
It's like 5 hours.
these products are never going to be sold on their website ever again, right?
Yes.
So they buy them for like, let's say the shirt is Coldness. How much is a shirt? Because you know.
Well, it's different every week. Like usually.
Well, what is the average?
Like,
Like
today
150?
there was a job today, and like everything was like less than $60. But the
Well, yeah,
sweatshirts were,
that's like New Year's and Christmas though. Like regularly, the shirt's like
sweatshirts
150.
were like the sweatshirts are 160 this week.
Okay, let's say the sweatshirt. So the sweatshirt's 160,
Yeah.
and that sweatshirt is 160 right now. That it gets taken off of this website. It's never going to be sold again in any.
Yeah, they're all sold out.
The only other place it will be sold is from individual sellers on the line,
Yeah.
or pop-up shops that people make that
Yeah.
have the streetwear. Okay, so the point of buying it is to resell it for a higher value because that thing goes up and up and up and up. I know there's like a sweatshirt that came out from like the first drop of Supreme, and that thing is like $1,500, more than that. So people get mad when you buy this fake shit and try to flex on it. Like, okay, let's say you
Yeah.
buy it and then you're flexing it.
It's
You
either
should-
like you want to buy it and resell it, or buy it and just wear
Exactly.
it.
So these people who delve into this and put all this money into it get really offended and they call you out on it because they're like, yo, like you're buying fake ass shit and you're flaunting on it, even though that is like a $20 shirt with a fake ass logo.
Now here's the other thing. Now, what do you think about it being unauthorized authentic? So that is made by the same people, made from the same bulk of productivity before they send
that's
out the shipment.
that's still the legitimate shoe though.
Like if you get an unauthorized authentic, but you get it for $120 compared to people who bought it in retail for a shit ton of money.
No, that's just a smarter way to go about it. It's not fake. You're still getting it. It's still name brand. Like it was still in the bulk of shipment. It's just unauthorized. You know what I mean? Like you're not sitting there going like buy these damn Skechers that are basically a knockoff of the damn Yeezys. And you're like, hey, bro, I just got these new Yeezys.
The shit that they have on Amazon, that bullshit, that's like $20
like,
for
like
the same shoe. Just
Amazon will have like the exact same shoe, right? And then it'll be like $20. Yeah.
Nah, Amazon doesn't have any of that shit.
They need to. That's
eBay has all that because people.
I feel like if Amazon goes and makes the shoe, right? These companies, these like Chinese companies, go and make these shoes that look the exact same. Yeah. Right, and they charge less for it, and then people buy them thinking it's the real thing.
Then
it turns out fake. They get roasted. I think those companies should be put out of business or copyright striked in real life or something like that because that's honestly fucking petty shit. Like, number one, you're taking an idea that's authentic.
Yeah.
Number two, you're ripping people off. Like that's copyright infringement basically. So like,
but
I don't know. I feel like these people should be punished.
Sidebar. My boss wore Coach shoes today, and I told him that I've never seen a man wear a purse on his toes before.
But okay.
So, all right, wait. I have a question.
Okay, what?
I don't know.
Am I the only person that thinks that people buy stuff like the reason why people like, let's say like the unauthorized authentics, right? Even though they're the real deal, you can get it for cheap. And I feel like, am I the only person that feels that the reason why people hate on that is because people get a sense of pride because they spent like $25,000.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, kind of like shits on their like.
Okay, like we all know Chris P, bro. He has so much money off of selling his Supreme stuff that he's bought. Like I've talked to him and he said he's probably made like $15,000 in the last 6 months.
Chris P?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he bought the brand new North Face Supreme collab jacket, and that thing is $3,000.
Yeah, it's expensive.
God damn.
Yeah, and like it's crazy. Bro.
Speaking of the Chinese companies that make the shoes counterfeit, but like if the same shoe is made in the same place by the same people, right? But it's one place being sold retailed in the U.S. and other places for like a shit ton of money, and in China and Japan and that place being sold for the discounts. Like they're the same shoe, but made by the same people, just sold at different prices in different places. What makes that different? You know what I mean? Like if the same people make the shoe, it's just like they sell it for a discount there.
What makes it different is
I feel like if it's not the company, then it isn't theirs.
People want to be able to say they spent like $2,500 on a pair of shoes.
That's just stupid.
Makes them feel good.
That and bro, if it's not the company directly that made it, like let's say Adidas comes out with a shoe, Japan starts making these shoes, and it's not an Adidas like warehouse or something, that shouldn't happen.
True.
I mean, they shouldn't be selling
it's
something.
It's just straight copyright. That's just.
Especially if they change the price.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
Because then these companies, Adidas will be getting emails like, "Oh, I found these shoes for this price," and then Adidas is like, "Well, shit, we're losing money. We got to drop the price on these motherfuckers." Because I know how that feels. Like if somebody comes to my work and finds a shoe that is cheaper, then we automatically have to price drop it because we want to be the
best, like when everyone's.
We want to make revenue off the shit, Like if Dick's Sporting Goods is selling this Adidas Alpha Bounce for $50 and we're selling it for $99 still, then we're gonna drop it to like $49.99 because we want to make more money than Dick's because that's our competitor. So it's like, it's kind of just fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wait.
But like I said, like there's multiple reasons that people like fucking diss on people and shit like that. Most of it's just because it's funny to roast somebody that's got fake shoes, makes them look
True.
fucking stupid. But number two, it's like
It's like disrespecting the company.
if you really
buy
want a
fake
pair of
shit.
Yeezys that bad, work for that shit and get them off.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
If you buy fake ones, you're disrespecting the company and like you're just looking like a retard.
yeah, facts.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait.
like
And then people are just gonna roast you.
on
I
the
feel like
same note, it's like
or path is like say like movies. So people like bootleg movies and whatnot. If you don't want to like spend money to go to the theater and you just see it for free online, I feel like it's kind of like that because people do put a certain amount of work in.
Basically
Oh,
the same
yeah.
thing.
Behind the shoot.
Yeah, but the thing about movies though is like
to,
that shit's gonna make millions of dollars
manufacture and
regardless. You
everything
know.
like that.
True.
So I don't know. I feel like you can take kind of the same like angle, but at the same time, people are. I feel like the reason why people get so kind of up in arms about it is because I think they feel stupid almost when they see somebody that got the same thing as them for way cheap. Because like
I don't know if it's they feel stupid or they feel
I feel like some people do. Some people are like, "Oh, you didn't ball out on it, so you're like
Yeah.
you're whack because you didn't ball out."
yeah.
But some people, it's like, "Oh, this person got the exact same thing for way less
for
than
like
I
a quarter
did."
of the price.
That's why I
feel
was always
stupid.
scared to ask my mom for like expensive shoes because I felt like she would go on like Amazon or some shit and
Get a
buy the
fake
same
pair.
thing. Exactly, and I didn't want to
Got
get
like fall
roasted.
apart in like 2 days.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
because
I
all my
remember-
friends at my high school were shoe geeks
Yeah.
or like sneakerheads, so they knew like what's the difference between like my fucking friend Cash that I graduated with can tell the difference between fake Jordans and fake Yeezys and fake Supreme. Like it's fucking insane. Like he'll go up to a Supreme logo on somebody's shirt and be like, "Yo, the U isn't touching the R, so that means that it's fake." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Bruh.
I mean, like that's.
Goddamn.
I mean, the only thing I don't understand is like, just a little bit different companies. The people who make off-white stuff.
Yeah.
What the fuck is so special about that?
it's
It's just a
just
company.
I honestly think it
Marketing.
looks stupid.
it's just
Marketing.
designer shit, bro. Like,
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's
when you think
designer
about it,
stuff.
like when you think about it, look at all these like designer clothes and these crazy things. Like what I remember the image I sent you that was on like Nicki Minaj's Instagram. It looked like she was wearing a fence on her head.
Oh yeah.
People wear ridiculous things when you get to a certain level of like fashion.
oh yeah,
like
bro.
that.
But the
doesn't
thing is,
look
though, is if they
good.
wear that ridiculous shit and they're famous, like that's gonna start a trend, and then everybody else is gonna start looking like a dumbass.
Literally all you need is to be some no-name brand and have some famous person
Wear your
rock your
shit.
stuff.
Like here, okay,
And then it's
I'll
GG.
compare it to this. Like, you know how Coldness went and spent $600 on all that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Listen.
Here's the reason that I got mad, bro, because he's legit wearing this stuff to wear. Like, he's not buying a $300 shirt or $300 pair of pants and then reselling it for more. Like, they still have stock of those pants.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still selling $300 pair of pants and they got like 16 in stock still.
Yeah, they're still
Like-
making money.
If Coldness would have
Not
gotten
gonna
like
lie.
a shirt that was like $150, right? And then he's gonna flip it for fucking $300. I've been like, oh yeah, bro,
Smart.
do that
But no,
shit.
he's just gonna buy it at $150.
That's a
and just wear it.
$250. That's a $200 profit. Like whatever.
Not gonna lie, I might sell the jacket though, cause I never wore it yet.
Ooh,
What?
I don't know. It's fine.
I don't know.
So y'all.
Yeah.
Switch
So I
topic.
mean, I guess that's pretty much all I had for that topic.
Holy shit, my headband's fake.
No, really.
What?
It is. It actually is. Holy shit.
Headband's fake?
Headband?
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's fake. Cause I was looking at my hat and I was looking at the headband and I was comparing the logos.
But where'd you get the Supreme headband from?
eBay.
Oh my god.
You idiot!
Yeah.
Why do you get fucking? Don't get designer shit off eBay. That's like you can get fucked
Hold
over.
on, wait. I'm looking at the tags.
It's a trap.
If it says made in Canada, then it's. If it doesn't say
No, it
made in
says
Canada.
Supreme New York.
Oh
both
my
say.
god, you're fake.
You're done. You
No,
just-
no, Supreme
Oh,
New
there's a
York.
Supreme store in New York. I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah,
No, that's
there's
a
two
real
in New
headband. All right. Anyway, let's
Okay.
switch the topic. I don't have one. So if anybody else
Alright.
has one,
All right, topics. All right, so let's see. So which chicken nuggets would you prefer? Would you prefer McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, or
Shit, bro.
Wendy's?
God damn.
This is an easy answer, and if you get this answer wrong, you just haven't tried their nuggets yet.
Well,
Yeah.
here,
You're
I
probably gonna
have.
say
I'll,
Wendy's.
I'll say two, or I'll
What's
say
wrong?
3 of them. I'll have to say 3 of them are mine.
Not gonna
I'll
lie, I
choose.
never had Chick-fil-A. So,
All right, so here let
Never
me
had
give you a
Chick-fil-A.
rundown. Right, I've had all 5. What is it? 4 choices here.
4.
I've had
them
all
as well.
4 of these, and I worked at McDonald's for a very long
Yeah, see,
amount of
I
time.
worked at McDonald's too, and that shit was ass.
So no, bro,
got
McDonald's
fired.
nuggets are bomb.
no, I quit.
All right,
So
so
you quit
the
before
thing,
they could fire you.
here's the thing: McDonald's nuggets are like at a legendary status, bro.
They
They will
really
never,
are.
ever, ever, ever be at like any. They will always be the top.
Unless they literally
But-
just infuse shit into the breading.
Here's the thing: Chick-fil-A's nuggets are so good, bro.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A nuggets are the best nuggets ever.
No, that and Wendy's is good. Everything on the Wendy's menu is amazing.
Wendy's is not worthy. Like,
Now the only one that I'll say is not good enough to be on like a good at all is Burger King's nuggets, and you know
Facts.
why? Them shits is 99 cents.
They're delicious.
fact.
No, they not.
They're really
They can suck my
good.
whole cock.
Dude,
Them
okay,
shits.
they taste
You
good
can buy the
and for
same nuggets from
99
Walmart for
Bruh.
half the price.
Bruh.
And make more.
bruh, they cook it for you for
Mhm.
99 cents.
Yeah, but you paying more for them to cook it for you.
You pay 99 cents? You pay less than 99
Yeah.
cents to go get some shit
You could,
at
I'm
the
saying you
supermarket?
could go to I'm saying you could go to the store and get better nuggets for a little bit more, and make them at home, and they taste better.
Yeah.
The Burger King nuggets.
Plus, Burger
taste
King
fucking
sauces
good.
taste like shit, bro.
I don't like
Burger
their
King's
sauces.
barbecue
You
sauce
haven't
tastes
had
like
Chick-fil-A.
dirt. It has dirt in it.
If you
Yeah.
haven't had Chick-fil-A,
It's
you
trash.
just don't understand.
All the
I've never had
McDonald's
Chick-fil-A.
sauces are
anyone-
good.
Like,
Like not
McDonald's
having
is-
Chick-fil-A nuggets, not having Chick-fil-A nuggets, it's like
I don't even know
It's
where
like
Chick-fil-A
if you're
is. I don't
watching
even
a-
know if they
it's-
have one in my state.
Here's the thing about
Dude,
Chick-fil-A, bro.
it's like the
Everything
difference
on their
between
menu,
watching a
everything on
movie in
Chick-fil-A's
the
menu,
theater than watching it at home.
everything on Chick-fil-A's menu is great. Every single one of their sauce is amazing.
Exactly.
The customer service is impeccable. Like
Yep.
no one's customer service is better than that, unless you go to like a Mexican restaurant and they're touching the damn bare plate and they're like, "Hey, this plate's hot," and I'm like, "Damn, how are you not burning your fingers off?" You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, like 3 of those places are all viable nuggets.
But you have to
I
pick
like
one,
Burger
though.
King
You gotta pick one.
nuggets.
You gotta pick one.
Burger
All right,
King.
so
will
one-
be the best
Okay,
nuggets.
one. Oh, you only pick one, and then the rest go away.
All right, Chick-fil-A.
Oh wait, not Burger
Easy.
King. Freaking
It's
McDonald's
easy
is the best
Chick-fil-A.
nuggets.
Easy.
I'd say Chick-fil-A.
I've never had Chick-fil-A's nuggets.
Number one, Chick-fil-A has a option, bro. You could get grilled or crispy. So
They have and all,
Easy
all of their
That's
sauces.
what I'm talking
and
about.
both of them
All
are
their
good.
sauces are OP.
So,
All of
I
them.
think the Polynesian
It's
sauce.
Chick-fil-A.
is
They're the
like-
kings of chicken.
Like, dude, like their barbecue sauce needs to be bottled and sold on shelves. But
Facts,
their
bro.
honey mustard sauce is the best honey mustard sauce I've ever had.
But just saying, the best chicken place that has the best sauce, Raising Cane's. Done. Easy mode.
I've never.
See, we don't
eaten
got
there.
that up here.
No, bro.
I've never
y'all
had
gotta come.
Chick-fil-A.
Y'all have to have it.
No,
I
we
mean-
never
had Chick-fil-A?
Where do they have Chick-fil-A?
There's probably there's gotta be a Chick-fil-A.
Okay, so I want to switch the topic. I have one now, but I don't know if it'll pertain to Caleb as much. But I mean, I know he listens to music, so he might be able to chime in. So, I want to talk about the evolution that rap has come to now,
Oh, I'm gonna.
and I want to get everybody's opinions on it.
All right,
Obviously,
I know
Caleb's gonna
out
have
this
a-
one.
I know. So my thing is I feel like in the past, let's say decade, we have been spoiled with the amount of hip hop that we have. I think that our generation has had the best hip hop, in my opinion, just because we've been there throughout. You know, let's just put some out there. I mean, we've been there through Dr. Dre, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Drake. I mean, all the Kendrick Lamar. Like we've been out here through, you know,
Been out here, bro.
multiple generations of
in
rap,
these streets.
and the game continues to
Streets.
change. But
Facts.
what do you think about this day and age where it's like every popular artist, I wouldn't say popular, but the ones that are receiving the most attention are all
Asshole.
SoundCloud rappers
They're all shit
that
ass.
are very ignorant.
Here, I'll start it off. So
I'd say, yeah, don't let me start. I'm about to have a lot of
Okay.
black angst.
I strongly dislike like half the like new shit.
Right.
But there's really rare instances where
There's
it's
some
actually
fire, bro. There's some
good.
fire.
Like the
Well, here's
entirety
the thing,
of the
bro.
17 album from X was good.
Back.
I think the weirdest
fuck
part
with it.
is if it were me 5 years ago and I were to listen to X, even still with his 17 album, I wouldn't like it.
Really?
And it's weird because like, Suicide Boys, it took me so long to get into them. Like I heard them back in 2014 when they were just coming up into SoundCloud, and I was like, I'm not into this screamo like depression, like cutting my fucking wrist
I've
type
always
shit.
been.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I mean, 2015 came around, 2016. I'm like, Suicide Boys are fucking coming up. And I swear to God, in a couple years, they're gonna be one of the top hits of SoundCloud, and now they are, and it's just crazy.
Well, the thing with me is I just like all different kinds of music. So like my music taste is like open. So that's why I like.
And another weird thing is back in 2015, like what was it, 2015 or end of 2015, early 2016, when Helix showed us X, none of us liked it.
I fucking hated it.
I did.
Coldness at first you said "Look at Me" was bad. You said it was too repetitive. Everybody said it was too repetitive. But now we all look at me and we're like, we all listen to "Look at Me."
Yeah, but he
like,
showed me
dude,
another song. I was like,
shit's flames.
ooh.
We're like, "Look at Me" is a fucking classic.
He showed me King of the Dead, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
run
That
shit
song is amazing.
But it's crazy to me because I feel like all these it's weird because all these SoundCloud rappers like minus like Lil Pump and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Post
Fucking
Like Lil
hate
Pump,
Lil Pump.
like there's so many good people that come
Lil
out of
Pump is just
SoundCloud
hype.
now, bro. Like
Lil Pump is fucking
Like,
trash.
okay, X has come out of SoundCloud. Post Malone.
Post Malone is amazing.
Who else? Shit. Lil Uzi Vert is the biggest SoundCloud artist.
Only
right
one
now.
good
Like,
song.
bullshit.
Only
but
one good song.
And I don't even like this song.
ASAP Rocky kind of came out of SoundCloud at a time. But like, I just feel that these rappers are like crazy, dude. Like we thought X was just gonna be a screamer and like this like metal trap guy, but like, he's so versatile.
No,
he's
okay.
literally
When I was first put on that shit, I fucking hated it because he only showed me him fucking screaming, but he'd never showed me anything else. Like he had other shit, I was just never shown any of the good stuff. That was fucking whatever he showed me was fucking asshole. Like to go into like a new artist, like you don't want to hear a nigga screaming.
I mean, I like
the
that.
first song that you want to hear, like
Now it's like I can listen to that type of stuff now.
'Cause
Like
now I
whenever
can
Coleton
listen
showed
to
me
it.
Scar-Lord, I was like, damn.
Yeah, when I first saw Scar-Lord, I was like, ooh.
even if you're not screaming, if you're just like sitting there like with zero effort, it took you about 3 to 5 minutes to write your damn lyrics on the goddamn beat. Not even like it's good and it took you 3 to 5 minutes. Like no,
I
it's
forgot to say
complete
Ski
ass.
Mask. But
Ski Mask
always
is
liked-
amazing. I've always liked him, but
I always
but
used to listen.
I mean, like
Can
people
I be
like Ski Mask, Jordan
Can I be
Lucas,
the
X.
devil's advocate?
What?
And I don't understand the hype behind Ski Mask or Suicide Boys.
Okay. Here's how. I'll explain this one because I'm the only huge Suicide Boys fan here.
I've heard
Because
both,
I mean,
I've heard both of their songs, and I can't enjoy a single one.
Okay, so the thing about Suicide Boys is it's gonna seem like edgy and really dumb, but their lyrics are the only people who are bold enough to talk about legitimate addiction in depth and thoughts of like suicidal thoughts in depth. Even though it might be negative, even though they might sound like they're supporting suicide, that's their aesthetic, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
But like,
I've heard that from other people.
and
that
another thing is
make me cringe.
Scrim's tone of rapping, right? His rap voice, I guess you could say, is this fucking from the gutter, Louisiana, deep ass accent. Because I went to the concert, I talked to him. It's hard to understand him. He is from the literal gutter of Louisiana. I mean, it is hard to understand him. And he brings a different dialect to rap. Like the way he pronounces certain syllables is like different than anybody I've ever heard. And Ruby, on the other hand, the other Suicide Boy, no one has ever had his flow ever in the history of rap. I don't care what anybody says. He brings like a reggae, screamo type flow with unbelievable lyricism. I mean, if you read some of the Suicide Boys lyrics, you wouldn't even believe what Ruby says in some of his songs. Like, it's deep. It doesn't sound like it makes sense. It sounds like he's just like saying like Roxy, Percocet bullshit, like just sipping lean. But like, it is some of the lyrics some of the wordplay is, and like, it's seriously something of beauty. And I don't know how you sit down and think of these words that just magically flow together. And Ski Mask, another reason he is so good is because he's honestly like a half serious, half comedic rapper. And he's like the only person, other than, a lot of these SoundCloud rappers now, to put like okay, if you were to go and look back on like Eminem or Dr. Dre, like you wouldn't hear like fucking cartoon show, like cartoon show references, anime references, like shit like that. Like Ski,
I'm gonna make references to comics all the time.
Well, yeah, but that was like comics have always been around. Like Ski makes references to TV shows, fucking anime. I mean, like shit that you wouldn't think of in your head ever. And his flow is better than anybody's, I think, because his syllable placement it's like a beginner rapper, but he makes it sound so good. It's like, oh man, that like when me and Evan try to write lyrics for some of the raps we do, like we're like, oh man, that flow kind of sounds like shit and the syllable placement's clunky. But Ski will write like that and then make it work into the beat, or he'll produce a beat that makes it to where that syllable pattern fits into it, and it's like we would never thought of that ever.
Shit, I forgot about Rich Chigga.
Oh, he's good too.
He's fucking amazing. Shout outs to him.
Like,
I give him all respect.
He falls into another category of like viable rappers who
I feel like my issue
sing
with,
and rap.
Ski Mask stems from the fact that I'm not a fan of people that don't seem serious. With it.
Yeah, and that's 90% of his songs. I mean, you can ask Coldness. Any of Ski Mask's songs, I mean, they're not serious.
They're not serious.
Yeah,
He's never like, I mean, I'm depressed and I really need help and I'd like to go to a physical therapist. And he's just like, hey man, I'm chilling on the couch watching anime. I'm fucking eating cake and I'm fucking your bitch anyway. And it's like, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. But like, he's saying some random shit and it sounds cool and the beat sounds cool, And I just really think that all these SoundCloud rappers are finding. I just like that, and I can't really talk about this, even though, I mean, I'm white, but it's still like all these black rappers are finding a different motive to make their lives better. Like X, for instance. I mean, he's been to jail like twice, and the dude's only, what, 20?
19, bro.
19 years old? He's a year older than me, and he's been to jail 3 times. He's fixing to go back. You know what I mean?
Well, he's on house arrest right now.
They need to it's good for them to find a different voice rather than being in the streets committing crimes and getting arrested and shit like that. Like, it's good. I feel like it's great for the black community, for them not to be oppressed and having to go to jail all the time because they have no other way to get by.
As a black person, I appreciate what rap has done as an outlet for black people.
Oh, yeah.
But I hate what people are doing to it now.
Yeah. I feel like some rappers are...
Like it's
they're not using it in the correct way.
Every generation or in every art, there's always going to be people that.
Okay, we'll talk about that too, because that's what I was going to say. I
hate Lil Pump.
He's the only exception to this list because he is so bad.
Let's not talk about Lil Pump. We could spend an hour.
Lil Pump is literally.
I still want to talk about it because this is going to take a majority of the podcast. Okay.
But I have a question.
The thing about Lil Pump. Oh, go ahead.
My question, in regards to just music and everything, is when we go back to your original question, which was basically what we think about the evolution of rap in our generation. I feel like even though there's a lot of people out here that make us all want to just dive in a pool of bleach and then blissfully fade into the nether, I feel like that the perception that rap is kind of going down the drain. I feel like it's a bit exaggerated.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like it's not hard to
I
find.
hate when people say that rap is bad. Like you
Yeah,
can't
it's not
put a
hard to find
category
good rap.
because
It's not
we
hard.
still have these great rappers. We still have Lil Wayne. We still have Eminem. We still have Kendrick Lamar. We still have all
Even
these
though
rappers that
Eminem's
everybody
reputation
grew up
kind of
on.
went into the fucking garbage because of Revival.
I mean, that was
It's
bad, but
actually
that was
kinda
Drake is
bad.
still here. Drake's albums have never been better. You know what I mean? Like, More Life was but it was still on par with all the other music he's
Yeah,
ever
like
made.
More Life wasn't fucking like amazing. It
It
wasn't,
wasn't like, oh man,
but it
that
wasn't
shit the
bad.
bed.
It
There was
wasn't
like several hits on there.
Like it legit was not trash. Like Portland
Another
was
thing,
great.
Migos. Migos is a SoundCloud. They are stemming from SoundCloud, and now they are immortalized gods of Atlanta. Now,
Trash.
I mean, you can say they're trash, but I mean they're bringing something.
I'm not the biggest fan of Migos, but like
I'll say
they're not
this.
bad.
You might disagree.
I mean, man,
They are the
do you
greatest
have a more
trio
respect that you can
in
put
music
sports?
since the Beatles. To affect a genre like that,
The Beatles aren't a
They are-
trio, Colt.
or I'm saying, okay, whatever. The biggest group. I'm saying they are I think they are the best group to affect a certain genre of music since the Beatles.
I disagree.
I don't know. I mean, it's
When it comes to affecting a genre of music, Migos has, in fact, innovated a flow. They have
here's what I'll say.
the triplet flow.
This is 100% facts, right? If Migos drops a project, it will be on the top 100. All of that album will be on the top 100 for months on end in the rap genre. I swear to God.
You're right.
And it actually, I won't even say in the rap genre. It'll be in the top 100 for all music genres for months on end. Same with Drake. I mean, what is it? I just saw the other day. What is Take Care? That album. Half the songs on that album are still in the Billboard Top 250.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it's been on there for 200 weeks. I think it said
200 weeks.
Yeah,
God damn.
it's insane.
that
It's
shit's been
insane.
running longer than Super.
Lol.
So, I feel like we're spoiled, and to say the rap game is bad and as a whole is.
I mean, it's not. I mean, obviously,
It's just
like,
ignorant to say.
that's ignorant to say because like you can obviously like there's still
You can
good
expand your
songs.
music. Like you're just pointing out bad people. Like the people who say that. Okay, we'll say this because we all know him. Julian West.
No idea who this.
You don't know
Neither
who
do I.
Julian West is?
No,
Nope.
I do not.
Julian Welch. Sorry.
Lol.
Julian West.
Here's what Julian said for months. Julian hated on Lil Pump for months on end, right?
Yeah.
And now he's saying that he likes him.
He's still
He's saying he-
trash. Lil Pump has been trash.
Well,
Right, but I'm
If
saying
you
the
look
thing
at
is
the-
Julian hops on
That's
bandwagons.
Yeah.
Julian will say that rap is bad because everybody else is saying rapping's bad until he actually hears it for himself and expands and broadens his horizon of rap. And then he's like, oh, I understand it now. He's just making music as a 17-year-old and being ignorant, and people dig that. No shit. But my thing about Lil Pump is, I mean, he's just...
Terrible.
He's
Pump
one of
is
those-
He's a source for memes.
He's a
He's
minority, and he is making a bad name for all... What is he? He's Mexican, right? He's Hispanic.
He's Hispanic, but like,
And he's making Hispanics look bad by acting like that.
how? He's making teenagers look bad.
Okay,
He's not making Hispanics look bad. It has nothing to
Yeah,
do with
he's
Hispanics.
He's just
an
making
art form
our that generation
Fucking,
look
I'm
so
Hispanic.
ignorant.
It has nothing to do with Hispanics. It makes us as a whole age group look terrible. Makes
Yeah,
us look
I
all
think it
like
does- I think
idiots
it-
who
I
do
think it
nothing
does
but
worse
drugs.
That
for
and
art form.
okay, his music, all of his music is the same, and I'll say that in a way.
It's literally Love is
flow-
Rage 2. Love is Rage
flow-
2 is his career. Is his career.
right, and the flow in every single one of his songs is the same. Here's
Yes.
what he does. Right, there's a chorus, and it will say one thing 10, 12 times. Right.
Yes.
Then he will do a rap,
Mediocre
couple
verse.
bars, the couple bars, but the bars will be
The same
triplet flows. The triplet flows that end in ooh,
Yes.
right? So they're not actual
One, two,
bars.
three,
He's
one, two,
just
three,
saying
one, two, three,
random
ooh.
shit.
1, 2, 3,
He's
ooh,
saying-
1,
They
2, 3,
love to do
ooh.
cocaine.
My bitch love to do cocaine, ooh, or he's like, what is it? Lil Pump, ooh, Lil Pump, yeah, Lil Pump, ooh, Lil Pump, yeah, and then he's like, jump in this bitch and go crazy, ooh, I just fucking, I just got signed with Jay-Z, ooh, I don't give a fuck about a bitch, damn, I don't really fuck, I'm eating Christmas ham, like, it's the same
Eating
shit
Christmas
every
ham.
time, like, it's just bad, bro, like, and no one wants to hear you say the same thing over and over and over and over
He's
again.
gonna die out. I
Obviously,
know he's gonna
I
die
think he
out.
will too. But I don't know. It's hard to say he'll die out because all of these teenage kids are loving his music because he's so ignorant and they're like, wow, my mom won't let me go out and smoke weed, but I listen to him because it makes me
I
feel
want
like
to do
that.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's gonna
So-
make a bunch of teenagers go
And
hop on that
OD.
Molly and that
Okay.
bean.
All right, to my next topic.
Oh, we gotta know.
Colton's on his fucking bone
Lil
right
Peep.
now. Rest in
The
peace.
Lil Peep overdose.
Rest in peace.
Okay.
It's a deep
Rest in peace to Gustav Air, dude.
Rest in peace.
Facts.
It was honestly
Sad.
the most tragic thing, right? And you
Unexpected.
can say what you want. Addiction is nothing to play with, and you
Before-
cannot say it was his fault.
No, okay, here, let me
It
say
was,
this, let me say
right?
this.
You can say that, but you
Can I say
can't
this?
say. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold up. Okay, so like, I had no fucking clue who Lil Peep was before he died, and then it created this whole hype. People didn't
Agreed.
care
I'm
about that
saying.
nigga till he died, which sucked
Agreed,
because he
Well-
was
well,
talented.
honestly,
he was
I
talented.
never saw.
Here's what I'll
I
say,
never
right?
saw anyone in my entire friends group or
I
any
did.
social media
Me and Coldness
ever
listened to Lil
shared
Peep.
anything from him
Yeah.
ever until he died.
I remember hearing you
I've
guys say
shown
Lil Peep
Evan songs.
once.
I've showed Evan songs before, but you probably just don't either
Just once.
didn't like
It
them
was
or
one
didn't
time.
remember.
I didn't like it.
But
He is talented though. Like big. Ups
here's the
to
thing,
him,
right?
But, like,
He
rest-
had a very big following.
that
Mhm.
I
Right?
didn't know
Big.
about.
But the problem
What
is
do you define
people
as big?
like SoundCloud big.
Like 5K followers?
No, he had
No,
more
no.
than
He
that.
was
More,
not
more.
5K big. He was like,
I'd say he's as big as Suicide Boys are right now.
yeah, like around
But-
there. Just,
but
just
at least
went
I've
off.
Now
heard-
that he's
I
now
heard
that
of
he's
that.
dead, it's way bigger than that.
Yeah, because
And it's
everyone
very
hopped on it because he
unfortunate
died.
that and so
It's
here's
like-
my thing. I don't really want to talk about his music.
That's like the definition of a fake fan.
I want to talk about addiction.
Yeah. Yeah, because
so
like
here's the worst thing, right? I've always been told don't talk ill of the dead.
yes.
Don't talk shit about someone who's dead. Like, there's no fucking point. That's awful
Unless
of
they're
you.
Hitler.
You're a fucking terrible
Unless they're
person.
Hitler.
That's like going. Okay, yeah, unless they're a piece of shit. But the
Yeah.
guy,
You can roast
like,
that nigga alive.
I didn't
why-
know
that's
about
like
it.
going to that's like going to somebody's funeral and having a speech and saying, "Yeah, he was a fucking asshole in high school." Like, what the fuck, dude? And people are like, we can't have fucking these rappers that glorify drugs, and it's like,
I agree.
that's not what he did, though.
He
Like-
didn't glorify drugs. I mean, he didn't rap
Here's-
about doing drugs. He did have a
Here's
problem.
the thing.
But like,
When you grow up in an awful place, in an awful part of this area that he did, which was, I think it was in New York?
I live in New York. I'm not
In
out
like
here.
in like the Bronx type New York, but worse.
My mom.
I don't
did
know where
that.
it was.
That was my mom and my dad.
The
They grew
only
up in a
way to
shitty
get
area.
by was selling drugs, right?
Yes.
So when you sell the drug, eventually you get into the drug. But the problem is I smoked cigarettes for years, right? It took me forever to get off those things. It took me from the time I was in 6th grade until my sophomore year to get off of cigarettes. So
6th grade?
yeah.
That was an
Yeah,
actual
it was-
problem.
But it is not an easy task to get off of something. It's like having a daily routine and then having it completely fucked up, right? It's like you want to so bad, but it's impossible. It's like nearly impossible. And when it comes to like
It's like
since he
trying to
was doing
stop nutting.
Xanax- right? And he was on the Xanax, and so the thing about Xanax is, you take one, right?
And then
Get
you take
addicted.
another.
So then you take one every day. Then your body adapts to that. So then you're taking 2 every day. Then your body adapts to that. So then you're taking 3 every day, so on and so forth.
I kind of grew
So
up a
he was-
tolerance to Motrin because
Yeah,
I had such bad teeth
grew
problems.
I
So I had
grew
to
a
start taking
tolerance to
8.
ibuprofen.
I had to stop
So
taking
I
8.
have to take 5 instead of the regular two
I was
dose.
legit taking 8 Motrin at a time to get rid of my tooth pain until I finally fixed my teeth. So now I'm fine.
Got a bag and
when you get to that point, right, doctors won't give you eight Xanax.
They won't.
They won't.
You can't do that unless you have a serious problem.
Yeah.
Or unless your
So
doctor
that's
is
when
just,
you
like,
resort to
selling stuff on the side.
dealers.
Yep.
But the problem with dealers is a pill press is $25, and there's another drug called fentanyl that is extremely deadly in high dosage. And they will press these Xanax with fentanyl, making the dosage 2 times more than what it should be. So he was taking 8 Xanax when in actuality he took 16.
Jesus.
So that is what killed him. But the thing is I hate that people will get on Twitter and say, you're glorifying drugs, like stop listening to these rappers and then praising them after they're dead.
I don't agree to that. I mean, I don't like people. Okay,
people that say that clearly don't understand addiction.
Let me explain
at
this.
all.
So basically, people out here say that people are glorifying people only after they're dead, and it's like all this fucking drugs and bullshit. People do glorify drugs, but
Hands Lil Pump.
yeah, I mean they glorify drugs, and then kids listen to it. They grow up like looking up to that, like they like it, and they grow up looking up to that. People like that who are supposed to be role modeling for a whole generation of teenagers shouldn't be doing that, because a large portion
Honestly,
should be stupid and ignorant.
Hold up, wait. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Oh God.
Just because they have the spotlight does not mean that they have the responsibility to be a role
Yeah, I know, but like the thing
Exactly.
is,
But
even if they're not
that's
trying to be a
the-
role model,
But on the flip side,
people look
wait,
up to them.
wait.
and another thing,
wait,
people
on the
don't
flip
listen to
side, though, on the flip
people
side.
don't listen to lyrics very clearly either.
That's
Never
true,
in his
no.
songs did he say, "I want everyone to go pop Xanax."
No,
it was
like he
The thing
okay,
is, the
legit.
problem- the
I
problem
remember
isn't people
literally
not
in
listening.
one of his songs he says, "Taking Xanax for the pain." Like, he's depressed and addicted. He doesn't want to be addicted, but he has to take that shit to survive, basically, at this point. Like,
Yeah,
the
but
Xanax is part of his blood
biggest
flow,
problem-
basically.
I'm talking about Lil Pump, bro.
What? Well,
hold
Lil
on.
Pump can burn in hell.
He really.
Right? Let's go back to Peep, okay? The biggest problem with people that are like that say some of the negative things that they say about like Lil Peep and people that maybe like kind of celebrating him is they don't understand. Well, it's not that they don't understand
Lil
addiction.
Pump could
They don't
burn in
understand. What they don't understand is cause and effect. That's what they don't understand. All they see is, oh, another famous person OD'd, and oh, it happened to be a rapper, so he must have been into drugs and must have told everybody, oh, drugs are great. Let's take drugs, guys.
No, like
And
no.
what they don't realize is
No.
if someone's putting something out in their art, right? They're doing it for it really boils down to one of two reasons.
It's like, it's
They're either
doing
doing it because it's a part of what they came up in,
There's
or
juice
they're
in
doing
the
it to
fucking,
fit a mold.
like, when you hit it, there's
one or the
juice
other.
coming out.
What? Sorry, Coleton is like talking about juice.
Sorry. Anyway,
But, like, as I
yeah.
was saying, like I was trying to
So
say some shit.
it was kind of like he's a product of his environment. People don't understand that.
I'm trying to say some shit like when they put out the music, they might not have the ideal image to portray some type of role modeling.
This
to...
podcast is not sponsored by Ideal Image, by the way.
Okay, yeah. They're not going to be like, okay, I want to give this message out to teenagers that they should go do drugs. I mean, like, it's glorifying it, and kids being ignorant will grow up. Literally, he has a song saying, I'm on the Molly, I'm on the beat, I'm on Molly, I'm on the beat, and they'll sing that.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they'll be like, okay, they're young and ignorant. So they'll
Like,
go.
smoking
and-
weed is one thing, right? You're not gonna die from
You're not,
smoking
no,
weed.
but, like, when
these
you go on
pills are
Molly-
fucking so bad.
That
Like,
shit's terrible.
Xanax and Percocets and oxys are fucking meth. Like, they're literal
not
meth.
good.
They're components of
They
meth.
really
Not good
are.
for you.
They're
And it's
not
like-
good.
These fucking rappers aren't sitting here just going and doing Xanax because they want to fucking boost their clout. Like, they're doing it because they're fucking depressed and they have an addiction problem. Like, and it
Some
fucking
are.
pisses me off when these retards on Twitter don't even know who the fucking rapper, don't even know about any songs of the fucking artist, and they're like, yeah, Lil Peep deserved to fucking die because he fucking took Xanax.
Well, there's also the people who go rest in peace, Lil Peep, but never heard an actual song from him after he fucking died.
that's a different thing. To me, it's like
That's
whatever.
being a fake fan. That's
Here's
being a
my
fake
thing:
fan.
if you say rest in peace, Lil Peep, and you didn't know him, I just think you're paying respect. So I'm not gonna hate on you for that.
No, but I mean, like, I'm saying, like, the
What
fake
pissed me
fan.
the fuck off And what Lil Peep's partner or old friend, they kind of didn't really get along before he died. But his name's Lil Tracy, and Lil Pump posted on his fucking Twitter, "Rest in peace, Lil Peep." Right, and Lil Tracy went off on him and said, "How are you, someone who is an advocate to fucking making probably every teenager want to pop pills now?
Legit.
How are you going to say rest in peace to someone that overdosed on accident?"
Yeah.
That is just a shitty move. You know what I mean?
I saw a video of like Lil Tracy crying like when he was trying to perform the Lil Peep song.
Oh yeah, it's upsetting to see someone die at 21 years old.
Like, he had his whole life ahead of him, and that nigga was like really blowing up. Like, he was really coming up right there, and then dead.
And it's sad because Lil Tracy and Lil Peep were not on good terms.
Yeah, before he died.
And then when he died, Tracy was like, "Fuck." I think it hit him the hardest out of everybody that knew him.
You know, it's always like that situation. Like, I've always been told, like, I think pretty much everyone's been told a story of that by like an older like grandparent or like an upper like figure that
never leave your friends on bad terms.
Never. Because if you leave someone on bad terms and
then they fucking
some
disappear,
shit happen and they go away, and the last memory you have of them is being on bad terms, that's not good. Like, I'm never on bad terms with Coleton.
Okay,
my best
so
friend.
me and my cousin Taylor used to get into like pretty, I wouldn't say like big fights, but we'd argue a lot and we'd get really pissed at each other. But when we were younger, we'd like let it sit and boil and not talk to each other and shit.
Yeah.
And then I had like a lot of shit happen to me. Like my uncle died, and like that shit with my sister happened and all that. And like I became enlightened with like
never leaving bad people on bad terms.
It was like, there's no point in sitting there and dwelling on somebody's mistake or your mistake or an argument or something like that. Just get on with it and live your fucking life and be friends again. Because there's no point in sitting there and letting a revenge or like a grudge boil over. So like now it's like me and Taylor get into an argument. 5 seconds later, I'm like, yeah, I was actually wrong. Or he'll say that, or I'll say, or like, we'll just fuck around until the problem is solved. It just sucks because his mom like talked at his little memorial service, and she was like, fuck everybody that is saying that he wanted to die, and fuck everybody that's saying that he was popping Xans for attention, because that's fucked up, and fuck everybody that is hopping on the bandwagon now.
Yeah, like, genuinely.
And it's bullshit. Like, it's fucked up.
The people that say stuff like that, I feel like are people that genuinely have no idea what it's like.
Yeah.
They don't. They have no clue.
Like, when I see people, like, for instance, I know someone that I went to high school with that happened to commit suicide, right?
Oh,
right.
Yeah, me too.
When I see some people making jokes about it, I'm like, you obviously don't know what it's like to be suicidally depressed. You don't know.
Like, we fuck around all the time and we say like pretty borderline awful jokes about suicide and stuff, but it's because we've all experienced like the symptoms. We're not like the most happiest person, the most rich person on the planet. We're like, oh man, I'm gonna commit suicide, like my less privileged person friend, or like whatever.
Person friend.
We're like all genuinely just poor people who have come up from something that is not. We're not in the best situation, and we all have experienced depression and suicidal thoughts, and we joke about it because that's the way we don't. We joke about it that way. We're not thinking about fucking killing ourselves all the time.
Yeah, because if I was genuinely left alone with my own thoughts, the world would not be a better place.
Exactly. Like, I'd be fucking so upset if I didn't get to talk to my cousin Taylor all the time, or you guys, or my parent. Like, when my mom straight up didn't talk to me for months on end, and I couldn't get on Discord, and I couldn't see Taylor, and we just had to text and stuff like that, like, it honestly fucked me up. Like, it made me think awful about every single situation. It made me feel bad about myself. It made these awful thoughts in my head, and it's like, you have to cope somehow, right?
Yeah.
And you may say that's weak or whatever the fuck you think, but I mean, everyone has a coping mechanism, and it may be worse with everybody else.
People that say it's weak really like get to me, because I remember when I was in high school, there was a friend of mine that tried to kill herself at school by jumping out of the second-story window.
What the fuck?
Yes, it is a complicated and long
That
story.
would have been a one way to wake up in class if you were tired that day.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's like how I live day to day in school. It's like I'm always tired.
Someone who is no longer my best friend, was like, yeah, if she was weak-minded enough to think that that's what she should do with her life, then she deserved everything that happened afterwards.
Now, there are situations where people want to kill themselves over really stupid shit.
And
That's really weak-minded.
That's weak-minded. People who are weak-minded.
Like, I'm pretty sure in like
be out there,
2014,
you know?
I saw a fucking there was a Naruto Gaara, one of the more main characters in the show is he doesn't die, but if you were watching back then you would have thought he died. And this fucking Russian kid killed himself over an anime death.
Bruh.
Yeah,
He got suicidal thoughts over an anime character. That is weak-minded. That's just like, what
That's
the fuck
just
are you doing?
borderline like mental issues. Like, you have a problem. Like,
Like, you're fucked.
you're done. You're just done.
You're fucking finished.
You-
Like,
Okay, no, but like,
Oh my, one more.
I've always had these kind of insensitive thoughts of the who really does deserve to live or not. I mean, it's not my position to say who lives and not, but my opinion, people who are, I mean, I think the world would be better off without really stupid people.
I just opened this Pop-Tart box. I'm gonna kill myself.
What?
That's weird.
What? Okay, I mean, like, literally, there was a point where I was so like angry with the world. I'm like, legit, if you are stupid, just die. Just go away. I mean, it's quite fucked up. It really is. I mean, there's some people in this world that I'm really happy if they're just not here. But, you know, obviously, I mean,
I would never wish death upon someone unless it's a Lil Pump.
yeah, pretty much.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Or just not even death,
Garcia,
just
if you ever watch this,
non-existence.
you deserve to burn.
Just non-existence. Just don't live.
Bloody hell.
Okay. No, but like that's pretty much like I don't know. I just now it's like I just try to live my own life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't wanna like focus on stupid people. If someone dies, then someone dies.
And then with that, people, I think that wraps up the first episode.
Yeah. Holy shit, man.
I hope you enjoyed. Take this as a lesson. Leave down in the comments if you have some kind of
leave a fucking comment.
leave down in the comments if you are if you're hurting inside and you need a friend. We're
We're here.
for you.
Oh yeah.
And don't forget about the water is wet topic.
Wait. Water is not. Water is wet. Water is
No,
wet.
it's not.
Also,
Okay.
join our
Anyway.
Discord. Join our fucking Discord.
Yeah.
Link
down
in the description. Join Beatbox Talk. Link in the description.
Join that motherfucker.
Next episode will be recorded live on Beatbox Talk. Link in the description. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Have a great day, guys.
Oh, also,
Signing
suicide
girl.
hotline in the description.
Facts.
Just in case you want some more shit.
Fact.
Write a list for
Add the addiction
Or you could just talk to
hotline
us.
as well.
Addiction hotline in the
Just talk to
If you
description.
need anybody, we're all here. DM's open. You know,
DM's open.
it's your boy.
Also, if you're trying to
Slide
lay
in my
that,
DMs.
if you're trying to get that pipe, link in the description. My DMs are open. Thank you very much.
Also, if
We
you're
need
a white
a
girl.
link to actually be like.
Good night, San Francisco.
Listing for some pipe.
What happened?
We need that link to actually be a Home Depot listing for some pipe.
Okay, if you're trying to get that pipe, link in the description.
You're like, I got a quarter-inch steel pipe here for about $29.
I'm just gonna make a fake page that just says that pipe, $20.
All right, and with that, boys and girls, that is the Poor People's Podcast.
That is the
Thank you very much.
podcast for tonight. Or for whenever you're watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next episode. All right. All links in the description. Look forward to it. Follow us on social media. Thank you, and thank you very much. Have a good day.